Popular works of literature are always revisited by different generations. So, for example, when we put on a Shakespeare play today, we will often put it on with a nod towards the current day and things which interest us today. Words which would not have been emphasized in the 19th century will suddenly find a meaning today, which may expose something that Shakespeare intended. Who knows? Who knows? Works become relevant for the time when they are read, for the time when they are presented. Now, does this mean we should be revising novels and censoring, reworking things so that Augustus Gloop is not described as fat and so on? Well, the answer in one sense, I would say is absolutely not. For the second time, I resist Philip Pullman. I remember Philip Pullman thinks that we should have an Oxford comma. I don't. I think Philip Pullman is often wrong, and I think Philip Pullman's laboured reworkings of his trilogy, the latest, he doesn't want to call it a sequel. They're almost unreadable. But I think he's right. He's right that we shouldn't be reworking older books like Roald Dahl. So Puffin is wrong. Philip Pullman is right in this instance. It pains me to say. But Puffin's efforts to rework Roald Dahl are not unique. The works of Enid Blyton, the works of Thomas the Tank Engine, Rev, whatever his name is, have all been reworked and rethought. And people from the past, Enid Blyton, even C.S. Lewis, belong to a generation which it may be difficult for children today to access. So we need to give people help. One way to help children access the works of the past is to add or commission new illustrations. That is one way forward. Or to add to the illustrations that already exist. Some more E.H. Shepard illustrations would greatly amplify and enhance Winnie the Pooh. And indeed, surely that is what the Disney artists did. They drew their inspiration from Winnie the Pooh via maybe a little bit of Searle and Scarf. But they are Searle, I think. Searle is the great inspirer of Disney artists in the 1960s. So it's E.H. Shepard understood in terms of Ronald Searle. Not a bad pedigree, really. And that may well be the way forward. And that may be the way to bring an entirely new generation to Alice in Wonderland. And indeed, there are hosts of differently illustrated versions of Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. And maybe we need to remember that the early editions of Roald Dahl were not illustrated by Thingamy. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was illustrated by somebody else first. I can't remember who it was now. But illustrations are one way of repackaging a great book. And I think that should be the preferred option rather than censorship and rewriting texts. And Rishi Sunak is quite right to condemn the changes with reference to weight, mental health, violence, gender, and race.